I'm Steve Lee. I've been part of the staff team here at Hope Church since 2012, and around that time I started to lead the Alpha course here that runs in the building, actually here in this room, and we saw a lot of people come through that. But I started to wrestle with the challenge as to whether a 12 or 14 week course was really conducive to a lot of the people that we were attracting here. So we came up with something that was much shorter, 4 weeks, called Big Questions. And then we took a look at that as well, and we realised that we were running a programme and then there was a break before we ran it again. And of course people were coming in daily wanting to find out more about Jesus. So I thought about it and prayed about it, and we came up with this idea of running a monthly evening on the first Tuesday of every month called Explore, and that began in the middle of 2024. It has been amazing, some of the stories that have emerged out of what's happened literally in this room over a simple meal where people can ask their questions and encounter Jesus for themselves, not learn about an old book or an old religion, but literally having their lives turned around and transformed, leading then to many of them being baptized and added to the church community here at Hope. So we're going to hear from a couple of those people, and they are Will and Holly. They're my friends, and it's been an immense privilege to play just a tiny part in each of their journeys. So these are my good friends, Will and Holly, and we've got the privilege to hear a little bit of their story and how that connects with Explore. So Holly, maybe I'll start with you, if that's okay.
Yep.
I remember the time when you first came into the building here at Hope Church. Tell us what was going on in your life at that point and what led you here.
I'd basically had a dream. That's where it all started.
Okay.
I always thought I was a spiritual lady. I would pray to the universe and that would be me.
Yeah.
Evidently not. I had a dream.
What was the dream about?
I was approached by a white light, very sure that it was Jesus.
Okay.
Telling me, Holly, you need to get baptised.
Right.
Because it will bring you closer to me.
Did you know what that meant at the time? Did you understand baptism?
No, not at all. I just thought, okay, that's really sort of got me. And I woke you up tonight and I told you. Yeah.
So how did it feel for you, Will, hearing this? I mean, does Holly dream a lot anyway, or was it a bit of a surprise?
Not really. She doesn't really dream much, and if she does, she doesn't really remember them. It's just one of those things like, oh, I remember I had a weird dream. But no, this one stuck out.
Yeah.
And she was like, I need to get baptised.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? It's just a bit rogue. So I was like, fine, let's humour this, because a bit of me as well. I don't really have much of a religious background or anything to do with God.
Yeah.
So that led you basically through the door here,
Yeah.
and on to, as you say, Big Questions at the time, which later became Explore. What did it feel like the first time you came into this room for that event?
Initially it was scary because I felt so out of my depth. I thought, I'm going to be around loads of Christians.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm not a Christian.
Yeah.
Not going to lie, I felt like I shouldn't be here. I've got questions to ask, but are they too much?
I think a lot of people have those feelings because they come in and you think, what's the protocol? What's the ground rules? Almost like what's expected of me in this environment. That's intimidating, possibly.
I just thought I just had so many questions that I sort of knew that no one could answer, but I wanted to ask them anyway.
Yeah,
do you remember? I was like, there's more of this.
Yeah.
It was just like my world had been turned upside down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So someone give me some answers.
Sure.
But after about 20 minutes, I was quite relaxed. Everyone was so friendly. We share a meal as well, which I just thought was really nice. I hadn't ever really experienced that.
Yeah. What happened to bring you to a point where you would say, I'm now a Christian and I wasn't before?
I don't know if I remember the point where I thought I'm a Christian now, but I do definitely remember thinking, this is so real. There's so much like historical evidence to support it as well, and I just think, what was I doing before this?
But that's so interesting, Holly, because you're a very experiential kind of person, but that's kind of evidence stuff. the evidence that means that it stacks up beyond experience, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
But it was that, and then also my dream. I thought, actually, that was Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, how lucky am I?
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
a
yeah.
spiritual experience.
Yeah.
And when I think about it, it makes me feel a certain way. So
Yeah.
it was that, and yeah, like we just said, it was
Yeah.
the evidence as well.
Sure.
Just overwhelming.
So I wanted to ask you about your baptism in a minute, but just go back to you, Will. So just bring us up to speed. All that's happening to Holly. How did you come to that point of saying, okay, I'm in as well?
Going to the big questions,
Yeah.
and asking my own questions, and then we would kind of somewhat debrief after the evening as well. But like,
Yeah.
oh, we spoke about this. I found this really interesting,
Yeah,
and I'm there
yeah.
going, yeah, whatever. But then every now and then, certain stories you told kind of resonated a little bit more with me, and I was like, right, okay, I'm starting to pick up the pieces. What he's putting down, you're speaking in a way that I can easily understand and put two and two together, which is a massive help. Watching my partner go through this journey and the excitement and the joy she will get from coming to these evenings and being with like-minded people, it just kind of made me sit back and think, right, there's something to this, right?
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
put this old ways of thinking religion is, not worth it, don't believe it, whatever.
Yeah.
And I kind of pushed that away and was like, right, let me listen a bit more. Let me actively participate in these
Yeah,
events.
yeah.
And then again, I had questions of going, am I good enough am I the
Yeah,
right person to be in this? And
So many
it was-
people feel like that, men and women,
Yeah.
have a different journey, but I think we all feel like that at different times. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hold it there. We'll
Yeah.
come back in a minute.
Hold it off.
So back to your story, Holly. So baptism, you both got baptized here, but you were first.
Yeah. No,
And so that was what you first saw in the dream. So then it happens. Is it what you thought baptism was going to be about? Obviously, you knew.
I knew that I didn't have to be baptized to be a Christian, but the symbolism, it just felt right. The whole reason was the dream, right?
Yeah.
Jesus told me to do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen.
Yeah. So then, Will, you kind of followed a little bit after that.
Yeah.
What settled it for you?
I think it was the evidence I needed from God himself, you
Okay.
know. In early December, I had a car accident on December the 1st. Lucky to kind of, myself and the person involved to still be here, kind of. It was quite dodgy. And then the next day, I went into work, just following up as you do, and then they let me go, all in December. So I thought, what a great chance this is. And I started thinking to myself, like, if this is God, then why? Why has this happened to me, type thing? And then I was trawling through job websites, trying to get something. It's obviously Christmas period, you need to get back into stuff.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks in, all these rejection phone calls, and I thought, I've had enough. Kind of had a moment, said, I'm going to pray out loud, because again, what's worse that can happen, But so I prayed out loud, and I was just kind of like, I think the gist of it was like, the plan I've had for my own life these last 30 years haven't been working out. So
Right.
Help me. I need your help. I need you.
Yeah.
And like I said, within 60 seconds, my phone rings, and it's the job I currently have now. I think that's what fully cemented it for me.
Yeah.
And then
I think it's just so exciting, guys, because you're obviously, you're in a relationship with each other, but the stories are really different, but both very powerful, very authentic. So for anyone watching this who maybe is thinking, that's me before you guys became a Christian, I recognise some of that stuff. What would you say to that person?
Come and find out the truth. The truth of the world. Why we're really here. What's really important. Materialistic things is not why we're here. We've all got something missing within us.
Yeah.
Whether we care to admit it or not,
Sure.
we do. So, for anyone that would be watching, if you feel that way, if you feel like there's something missing in your life and you can't quite picture or figure out what it is, come along, because you'll find the truth.
Great
and it's
stuff.
Very, very comforting.
Thank you, Holly. The story of Explore is ongoing and unfolding. It doesn't end with Will and Holly. There are other stories of transformed lives here at Hope Church that we could have talked about today. Every month on the first Tuesday evening into the future, without a break, we are going to continue to run Explore here in the Middle Brook Centre, in this room, and God willing, growing to take on more of the building as the numbers get bigger and more people's lives get transformed. You may be watching this and you're thinking, I'm not sure if I'm a Christian myself, but I'm interested. I've got some of those big questions. Please come and find us here on the first Tuesday evening of every month at 7:30 p.m. You may be part of the church, or you may be a Christian from another church, but you've got a friend or a work colleague or a family member. I'd really encourage you not to invite them, but to bring them. It's a great way of getting to know someone that you already know in a context of their journey towards faith, with them asking questions in this environment about what it means to know Jesus.